Welcome back. Well, it is that time of the year. It is tax season. Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba, his Deputy Sfiso Buthelezi and SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane will officially launch the 2017 tax season today. The launch will take place at the SARS Orlando East branch in Soweto. Our reporter Karyn Maughan is there for us this morning for the launch of this time that we all seem to dread. Karyn, a very good morning to you. And it seems, yes, this is the time of year we're all told to do the right thing. It's also the time of year we're told sort of what pressure SARS is under to collect its money.
Well, the big issue, and this has been alluded to by Tom Moyane in the past, is that levels of compliance amongst taxpayers, according to him, are in fact dropping, which is an indication, one would argue, Yubek, of a growing sense of discomfort from the South African public about the way in which tax money is being collected and utilized by government. It may actually reflect a lack of confidence in the government and SARS itself. So certainly they are admitting that the sort of various issues that have been raised around the revenue service tax, Tom Moyane telling Parliament, these sort of, as he described them, vexatious and untrue claims about SARS, certainly having a level of impact on the faith that taxpayers appear to have in this institution. We also know that there was this extraordinary situation where a number of taxpayers, large numbers of taxpayers, raised complaints over the issues of refunds, raised complaints about the issues in which their taxes were being handled, so much so that there has now been an inquiry instituted by the tax ombudsman into these various issues and systemic issues at SARS. Added to that, of course, the role that the institution played in the thwarted prosecution of Pravin Gordhan and the various stories around, the Gupta family and SARS's, role in potentially investigating them. But then, of course, this alleged 70 million rand tax payout that was allegedly paid back to them. There's going to be a lot of room for questions at this briefing this morning, and not all of them are going to be about how people pay their taxes.
And of course, yes, like the issues that you mentioned, Karyn, is people saying we're not going to want to, why should we pay our taxes if our money is being used to bail SA out, if our money is being used to fund the Gupta wedding? And also the people that are expected there this morning, we're looking at the likes of Malusi Gigaba, Sfiso Buthelezi and Tom Moyane, all themselves very controversial and facing some controversial issues personally among relating to ethics and their behavior and how they've conducted themselves.
Well, Tom Moyane was one of the Director Generals who was appointed when he was Director General of Correctional Services to investigate the so-called Gupta Gate Waterkloof landing, in which Bruce Kulwane was found to be liable and ultimately seemingly was rewarded by being given an ambassadorial role in the Netherlands. Of course, Sfiso Buthelezi facing his own spectres over the PRASA issue. He's claimed he's never been told he was implicated. Thuli Madonsela saying, well, in fact, I told you that you were an implicated person in my off-the-rails investigation. We also know that Malusi Gigaba has been forced to repeatedly deny any links or involvement with the Gupta family. But unfortunately, a lot of those leaked emails very much suggesting that he was an integral part to their business interests and in fact appointed people that were seen to be ambassadors for the family's business interests to various parastatals. So that, of course, is going to be front and center. I'm sure all of these individuals are quite tired about answering questions about the Gupta family, but those questions are so pivotal to the sense of confidence that ordinary South Africans have in the financial institutions, in Treasury and in SARS, that no doubt they're going to have to face those questions for quite some time to come, until, of course, there is some final and proper independent investigation into these allegations.
All right, so just to get down to the nitty-gritty of today it's official. The SARS offices will be open and there will be extra help for people wanting to file their returns.
Absolutely. And, this is part of a big push. SARS is very much aware that in order for government to function effectively, there needs to be compliance, there needs to be buy-in from taxpayers, that they cooperate with the tax authorities, that they, fill in their returns, that they are compliant with, the various, the tax laws. But of course, SARS is as I said before, facing a massive kind of public faith deficit. And I think much of the success of the tax season or not is going to come down to whether this authority is able to convince people that they are functioning effectively, that they are functioning in the best interest of the South African public, and that their own processes can be trusted. And pivotal to that will, of course, be addressing this issue of refunds allegedly not being paid back to people who were due them.
All right, well, let's see if South Africans do turn up to do the right thing. Thanks very much. That's our reporter, Karyn Maughan. She's there out in Soweto for us this morning for the official launch of the 2017 tax season.